Spanning nearly 30 years, a team of researchers at the Haskell Ag Lab in northeast Nebraska has been looking at the long-term effect of tillage, nitrogen rates, and crop rotation. While alternating corn and soybeans has proven to be a clear winner, Nebraska Extension soil scientist Charles Shapiro says on average the difference between no-till and plowing has yielded only a difference of 5 bushels per acre. We talked with Charles last month at his research plots near Concord to learn more about the ongoing study.
Well, back in the mid-1980s, we were interested in the long-term effect of plowing versus not plowing. No-till was just coming into its own, so we wanted to establish a study where we could look at tillage, nitrogen rate, rotation, and then, as it's turned out, we've been doing it for 29 years now.
For some background, how would you describe the soil, the ground that we're working on here?
This is very fertile soil. You can't see it from your camera there, but around us we have hills and there's been a lot of erosion. So this is not your typical northeast Nebraska, Crofton, Nora soil. This is a deep soil. It probably goes 4 feet for the most part, and it's 3.5 to 4% organic matter. So there are a number of creek bottoms that have soil like this, but it's not what they call the buckskin hills that are eroded.
Let's start looking at crop rotation. What have you seen in all these years of research?
Following these soybeans gives us anywhere from 20 to 30 bushels consistently from year in, year out. In dry years, it's less. In good years, it's about that 30 bushels. So, you know, other studies don't show quite as good a rotation effect, but it's been tremendous down here.
But you are seeing a big hit when you go corn on corn.
Yeah, it's definitely a big hit. We probably, like I say, lose 20 bushels.
What about the rates of nitrogen that you're applying?
You need more nitrogen when you go continuous corn compared to corn following soybeans. In fact, our zero rate of nitrogen on the corn following soybeans is almost as high as what the full nitrogen rate is on the continuous corn. They're only off by about 10 bushels.
What kind of yields could you see, in those years, or I guess in all those years when you're not applying any nitrogen?
Well, our long-term average for the zero rate is 95 bushels. So, that's over 29 years of no nitrogen. And they look green, they look pale green and yellow some years, but these soils, I figure about 20 pounds per percent organic matter is being pumped out of them year in and year out.
As you look at the many years you have in this study, so does it show you that there's a clear winner between either applications of nitrogen or crop rotation?
Well, we definitely have a nitrogen rate effect, especially on the continuous corn. The data here shows that corn-soybean rotation will give us our biggest yield. Probably from a farmer point of view, they're concerned about the tillage factor. No-till versus disc. No one plows every year. That's kind of an anachronism, and we certainly aren't promoting it. But when we started the study, we wanted to go from no disturbance of soil to completely turning over the soil. So we have, the extremes. So really, a farmer's probably interested in the disc versus the no-till.
Why is it so beneficial to have more than 20 years of data on the books?
Well, we can look at years of dry, years of wet. We've had a lot of different years over types of weather. In 2012, when it was really dry, the no-till yielded 65 bushels. And the plow, we had a hunt for an ear and it yielded about 8 bushels. So, that's an extreme. But if we're going to have extreme weather in the future, we also have extreme wet conditions. So what we're doing with the data now is trying to look at each set of years, wet years, dry years, and certainly the no-till does a lot better in the dry years.
Charles says the big data set can provide a larger scope for comparison. With crop rotation, for example, the only times corn on corn performed better than rotation were in the drier years of 1989 and 2012.